We're going to take a look back at some of the greatest, fondest moments that we experienced this year.
That's right. This was a great year for Cow Chop.
There was a lot of highs, a lot of lows.
We can't wait to share that with you, which is why we made this video.
Mostly lows.
You and I made this video. I edited it. You did the sound.
It's just a filler video because we're on holiday.
We're not even here right now, actually. Nope. That's true. That's pre-recorded.
Enjoy.
Enjoy.
So Cow Chop, a channel I've been watching since they started. It's been here for 3 years, but even though it's been here for 3 years, it has a history that goes 8 years back. And I've not been there all the way back, but I've been here for the last maybe 6 years. I followed them from one channel to another, from the creatures to Cow Chop. And over the years, over the 3 years, people have left, people have joined, and now they're down to a few members. The channel was created by Jackass, also known as James, and Immortal HD, also known as Alex. These two guys were part of the creatures and they left because they wanted to start fresh and make their own channel and their own content because it didn't work out back on the other channel. And they also had a really good chemistry on camera, and they still do to this day, but we'll get into all of that. But I sat down 2 weeks ago because I wanted to make a video about the mentality of Cow Chop. And as I started writing my script, I suddenly got a notification from Jackass, also known as James. And I saw the title, I am leaving Cow Chop. So I started watching the video, and when I was done, I understood James. And the weird thing was that I had just written my script, and everything I had written down was exactly what he was saying about how the mentality is on the channel and how the brand is. It made me realize that I was right in the way that I looked at the channel. But we'll get into all of that later. I'll talk about all the things that he went through in his video, what he talked about. And it's not really about James. This is about the mentality on Cow Chop, of Cow Chop. How the brand is and what it is and how it can affect the people who has created this brand. Basically, to describe it very shortly, Cow Chop is the Jackass of YouTube. And it can be draining to have a brand that is always this jackass. You have to be extreme and chaotic. So that's what I want to dive deeper into. I want to dive deeper into how this might have affected the members of the channel and how it can still affect them. So I want to dive deeper into the mentality of Cow Chop. So first off, what is Cow Chop? Who are they? So basically, it's older YouTubers, Jackass and Immortal HD, who wanted to start fresh, as I've already explained. And they did that with this channel. They wanted to leave the old channel and create something new with their chemistry and people that they enjoy being around. First off, the channel was all about gaming and couch co-op. And over the years it's changed to real life content because gaming is not that big on YouTube anymore and it doesn't really get you anywhere. And they also seem to enjoy making real life content. And over the years it's also become more of a business. And as I mentioned earlier, there's been members coming and going, and that's what the brand is. You get to know people, then maybe they leave or they don't, and then you get to know new people. It doesn't get boring, if you can say it like that. But the two members that always stayed on the channel, and who I thought would always stay on it, were Immortal HD, Alex, and Jackass, James. But now James has left. I'll get into all that. The content about year 2 changed into some more extreme kind of content. Over the years, when they got to the warehouse, now they live in LA, it got pretty extreme and chaotic. And that's what the brand suddenly turned into. I don't think that was what they were really going for at first, but that's what the brand became. And that leads me to the Skateboard Incident that happened not very long ago with James.
Alright.
The problem is you held on to that too.
I did.
That's gonna keep you back.
Holding on. Oh, my shoulder.
Foot okay?
Fuck. Oh God, that's bad. Oh, that's bad, that's bad, that's bad, that's bad.
So as you saw, James fell on a skateboard, and I know it doesn't look that extreme or anything like that, but it did break his ankle and dislocate his shoulder. Suddenly he was gone from the channel. People were making fun of it, being like, oh, get well soon, we're gonna come back, we know you're gonna come back, it's gonna be okay and all that. First off, I had the same mindset. I was like, oh, he's gonna come back, I'm still gonna be watching Couch Up, I enjoy all of the other guys on the channel too. You know, he'll come back, was what I thought, at least. But as I watched the videos that came out, I realized that it seemed like even the people on the channel didn't expect him to come back. And if you're a fan of Couch Up 2 and you hear me saying this, you might be like, where in the heck do you see those signs? And I think a lot of people missed it. First off, they did make fun of it a lot, which is, you know, that's just good old Couch Up. They don't really take anything seriously, at least in their normal videos. In the podcast, they can be pretty serious. They made fun of it. That was my first sign. I was like, no, that's just, you know, they're just having fun and all that. They're just making fun of him because, you know, he fell on a skateboard. It's kind of a joke. But as I watched the behind the scenes of Couch Up videos, I realized that when they were going through the fan mail, they just threw it on his desk. And sometimes when we were shown the desk, it was just a bunch of fan mail and stuff like that, like all kind of letters and stuff. You know, when someone breaks their foot and can't really walk, you wouldn't just make a trash pile on top of their desk. I know these guys would probably do it, but it felt different. It felt like they was just throwing it there because they knew he wouldn't even come back anyways, so it didn't matter. And I really realized that that was the thing when we saw a video with James coming back to the office visiting.
Yeah, I actually came back. I decided I would, you know, one last time.
One last time.
It's like empty in here.
Yeah.
Are we moving out?
We've just been filming lots of Amazons, like in front of this brick wall. Not on any of those sets. Just on the brick wall.
Hi there. There's one person to welcome me back. Jacob, come welcome me back. Hey man, come give me a hug. Come on man, look, I'm back.
I didn't think you were gonna come back.
Yeah, me neither, dude.
Why'd you come back?
Well, I left my car here, so I kind of had to, you know, I had to pick up my car, so.
It's a broken leg.
It is actually, yeah.
First
I
off,
got out of
people
the cab.
weren't even there to say like, oh hey, what up and stuff like that. Brett and Alex were out, I think shopping or something like that. And Jacob came over and he had I don't know, he seemed a little weird when he was talking to James. But then he goes to his table and he see all of this. And he even says the reason he came was to get his car. And it didn't really seem to care a whole lot about the place or the channel or anything like that. And I also remembered that not long before this, he had made a video on the Couch Up channel where he was burning his old Creature Hub stuff, trying to move on from all of that, which was a very big hint to him maybe leaving very soon, which is now what it led up to. So when I saw the James leaving Couch Up video, I realized that this was all hinted at. James had talked about many times that he was going to retire at some point and stuff like that. So it shouldn't really have come as a surprise. Back then I just thought he was joking around. Now I see that he did actually mean it.
My prior sins.
Okay. You said your last goodbyes to it.
I did earlier this morning, so I'm good.
Nostalgia's dead.
Wow. Yes! I try to move on with my life, you know. Might be getting married soon. Can't have you hanging around, right? Sorry.
Wait, James, there's still one more thing you forgot about. You totally forgot if this was under your desk the whole time. Forgot about this? We're not gonna burn it today? completely honest, it doesn't come as a major surprise that James had decided to leave. When we first moved to LA, up until now, James had brought up concerns about how LA was, Los Angeles specifically, keep calling it LA, was affecting his mental health, and how he really didn't enjoy it all that much. Also, he had mentioned that our friends' leave from the channel and the state took a major toll on him. I reached out to James when he wanted to leave Los Angeles, or wanted to leave the channel at the very least, and I convinced him to stay. My reason for that, up until now especially, is because when we first moved out here, we had a lot of opportunities. We had signed a deal with Rooster Teeth, we had acquired sponsorships, and of course we have the warehouse lease that's still pending up to this date. And because of those reasons, I'm gonna go on record now and say that myself, as well as the remainder of the Couch Shop team, will be here up until the end of the year, finishing out those obligations and those contracts that we had signed from the start, because personally, I don't want any of those things coming back and haunting us in the future. When James and I first started Couch Shop, we actually didn't pay ourselves for almost a year, because truly we just really enjoyed making the content. We really enjoy making YouTube videos. So as much as I hate to see him go, obviously, I can be happy knowing that he's happy at home, being able to stream without all the added pressures of being here, I guess. But I wouldn't be here if I didn't absolutely enjoy doing it. And that's the truth. I just really love making content. So personally, if I hated this, I don't think I'd be here either. But the truth is I don't.
So, what did James say as his reason for leaving? First off, the biggest reason was that one of his best friends, who was part of the channel since the start, called Joe, left the channel. I think it was around year 2. And when Joe left, he felt very alone, because this was his best friend since school, and it really took a toll on James. I think he felt a little weird about it and didn't really want to be there anymore when he didn't have his, best friend. But Joe left, he was able to move on from it. And then there was this other guy who's been part of the channel, a very big part of the channel, called Trevor. James wanted Trevor to take his place, so after Joe left, he was already thinking of leaving. But then Trevor left too. So James couldn't leave because he didn't have someone to take his place. Secondly, his reason was that he doesn't really like LA at all. And they moved to LA because they wanted to get more opportunities. And that's a smart move, because LA is a city full of opportunities. So that's why they moved there. But James didn't actually like that at all. He didn't want to be there. And they got a lot of opportunities to get out more into the world, but James is an introvert, so he didn't really want to be part of any of that. He also says in the video, if he had told himself, his present self, to his past self, that he would one day be out at convention and stuff, he wouldn't believe him, because that's not what he's like. He's very introverted, and he wants to be, by himself. He doesn't want to be this big deal and everybody recognizes him and stuff like that. In the video, he says that he knows his brand. He knows what Couch Shop stands for now. It's the jackassy, being extreme, doing dumb shit.
We came, and we were only like, 2 months into the whole Couch Shop venture?
Yeah.
And I don't think anyone really knew, they didn't know what we were about, I guess. Now this year, it seems like the general gist is that we're just chaotic and we need to stay away from valuable things.
People are scared of you.
Yeah. We asked to do the escape room and they're afraid we're gonna break it.
And that brings me to the mentality of Couch Shop. All the pressure from the fans, wanting them to do all this dumb shit, wanting them to not do gameplays because they don't enjoy it, it's not as fun as them being out in real life, hurting themselves. That's what their brand has become, and that has become their mentality too. Now Alex does enjoy it, it seems like, but James didn't like it anymore, and all of the people who has left, maybe they didn't enjoy it too, and maybe they left because of that. I know not everyone left because of that, but some might have. And I just wonder why this has to become the mentality. The channel's more for business for them now. It's always been a business in some way, but it's more for business now than it ever was. And that must be the reason why they now have this mentality, because as Alex has mentioned in a video, James and Alex didn't get paid for the first 2 years, or maybe the first year, I think so. They were paying for everything, and the other people working were getting the money, because gaming wasn't really helping them out. And every time they did some dumb shit, they would get a ton of views. It would sometimes be demonetized, but they would also gain more subscribers, more popularity, and if the video was not demonetized, they would get a lot of money from that, because people seemed to enjoy that, and that was what was getting the views. So because of that, their mentality changed, and they had the mindset of, we need to be extreme, we need to break shit, we need to run into walls, we need to set things afire, we need to do all of this. They have to, if they want to continue. They are a group, they are not an individual person, they're a big group of people, so everyone needs to get paid. And that's what the mentality is. And I'm glad that Alex still enjoys this, because he'll keep going. And all of the other people who are members of it now also enjoy this. And they will also keep doing it. But James did not. And it's sad to see that one of the co-founders, or if you can call him that, is leaving. And it's weird when it's a YouTube channel, because it's not like a business. Well, it is still kind of a business, but it's in a more personal way. He's still here on YouTube, but he's not part of the thing that he created anymore. But luckily, he accomplished nearly all of his goals, which is also what he set out to do. You know, it comes down to two people creating something with a certain idea, a good chemistry. But over the years, this brand changes to something else, which now one of the members don't like. Well, at least they realize that they don't like it. And also doesn't want their family to worry, because James also wants to at least be more with his family now. He wants to focus on his family. So even though these two guys, we've known them for 8 years now, I think, yeah, 8 years, I think so. They've not always been together, but they've known each other for a pretty long time, and they've created this together. And people made it more sad than it really should be, because they're of course still friends. And yes, the mentality changed, which got James to leave, but Alex is still there enjoying it, and of course James will always support him in that. And we don't know their life behind the screen. We don't know them personally, as they know each other. And they have accomplished a lot over the few years, but there's still so much more, and it doesn't seem like Alex is burned out at all. He's still got so many ideas, and he wants to keep going with this. And since their mentality has changed, this mentality has to stay. The brand has become what it has become, and it doesn't seem like it's gonna be able to change again. So that is the mentality at Couch Up. That is the brand. That is the business. And I just hope that James is still friends with everyone else, and they're still gonna see each other, maybe even make videos together. Just not as much, but at least sometimes. And I guess Alex and the whole team is starting fresh in some sort of way, and I'll always be there to support. So I really think they should keep going, and I'm gonna remember this channel, these people. I will always remember this channel, and I think it's okay that they've split up, and I have to accept that. People have to accept that. The mentality has become what it is, the brand is what it is, and that one guy doesn't enjoy that doesn't mean this has to be destroyed. People are different. He's very introverted. I guess Alex is also a tiny bit introverted, but not as much as James, and that's why he's still staying and wants to keep going. So that was the mentality of Couch Up.
You're too slow! Jesus Christ, Sonic! Sonic!
Holy fuck, dude.
We're getting slaughtered out here, Daisy. Pick up your fucking weight, you horse.
Okay guys, this was a very different type of, I'm not gonna call it documentary this time, because this was not as scripted, this was just very free-form talking. Let me know what you think of this style. I know it's very, very different, but you know, I wanted to try out a more free-form type of video, because then I can put out more of me just talking, you know, about it, instead of writing a whole script. Like last script was so many pages long, I don't even want to get into how many pages. And just having this, this was like 5 pages of just notes, which is so much better than having to read through the whole script and then, you know, correct stuff and basically also just writing the script. It's not tough. I'm not like, you know, oh, it's tough to write stuff in a document. No, but it's very time consuming. And, you know, when you sit and write, you also just get burnt out from writing. So I think this is a better way. Let me know if it was still structured and at least good. And that if you liked it, let me know if you liked it. It was very freeform, I know, but let me know if you liked it. Let's talk in the comments if you have something else to say about the channel that I didn't get to talk about, or if you have some other theory or whatever. This was also just me saying my thoughts. This is not a right description of the channel, because the guys on the channel will probably say otherwise than what I've said. But it is what it is, and I really hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Peace out.